I'm Scott Hoppy, and I'm a geologist with a background in environmental consulting and the CEO of Sabreeze. Sabreeze is essentially the weather channel for energy. We help electric power utilities show their customers when electric power is cleaner and costs less, making a happier, engaged energy consumer. 8 years ago, I started a company that performed dozens of energy audits for homeowners in California's Central Valley. At the same time, the California Independent System Operator started their Renewables Watch program. It helped me see that it was possible to combine energy consumption data with energy production data to show people how much clean energy they use. Over the years, I've spoken with hundreds of energy consumers, and most of us want to use cleaner energy, but we don't know when or how to use it. Really, we don't think when we use energy should even be a problem. The problem is, even though solar and wind are cost competitive with other energy resources, they're delivered on Mother Nature's schedule. So how do we reconcile this major problem for utilities that are switching to solar and wind? We solve this problem by showing people when it's sunny and windy in the context of statewide electric power demand. The wind number is the ratio of your electric power coming from wind over power from fossil fuels times 100. The more recently introduced solar boost is defined in a similar manner. Once we redefined energy this way, all kinds of interesting consumer-facing opportunities presented themselves, like our daily clean energy forecast. We tell people when energy is going to be cleanest each day, when the pick of the week is, and days to avoid energy usage, like the critical peak pricing events that happen during the summer. We've also turned energy consumption into a game where people that use the cleanest energy win. Our competition is the idea that we should have to pay people to use less energy during periods of high demand. OhmConnect and others are starting to do this in the residential sector, similar to demand response programs that have been there for years in the commercial and industrial sector. Another approach is to show people how contaminated their energy supply is by showing them the hourly carbon content of the electric power supply. In the last few years, a few companies have started reporting this and combining it with consumption to show people their carbon pollution. As an environmental consultant, I've learned not to focus on pollution to achieve a behavioral modification. It's much better to give people what they want. California is switching to time of use rates in a year, and it has all the makings of a public relations disaster. Utilities need to communicate the value of clean energy to consumers. Our daily clean energy forecast tells people how to use clean energy while telling them when energy is cleaner. Automation through the Internet of Things is coming. But consumers need a reason to hit auto. And IoT companies know that. The daily clean energy forecast is something that the IoT companies will be able to put on their app to encourage load shifting too. I said earlier that we're the weather channel for energy, which would essentially make us an energy media company. California utilities will spend about $1 billion on advertising to explain renewable energy to their customers. And we're the most effective consumer-facing message. As consumers learn this message and want to act on it, smart home apps will pay a reasonable licensing fee to put our APIs on their app. The Clean Tech Open has been a huge help to Sabreeze. My mentor, Ross Malmy, has helped refine our business model and opened up dozens of doors to a range of smart grid stakeholders. They're telling us that they need our messaging system and asking us what it will cost. Since we're adding an important feature to a range of products, the cost is quite reasonable. We have a great intellectual property team with LeClaire Ryan in Richmond, who prepared our patent application years ago. Now, after years of customer validation on social media, the academic community has discovered us. Susan and I are at the Beck conference next week, and as the former chairperson of the conference, it's a great opportunity for her to introduce our messaging system to utilities, NGOs, and academics. As we enter the stage where we're managing our APIs, there's a great company in Richmond called API Vista that can perform the technical work to the most rigorous corporate standards. This will be a large part of our operations after the first of the year. The wind number is patented, and the solar boost will be responsive to solar development over time as a trade secret. While the daily clean energy forecast is a light touch of information that people enjoy listening to, the monthly game will engage utility customers on the highest level. Then comes the revenue from smart home companies that want to show their customers when energy is cleaner. Everybody wants to provide value to the consumer. We provide the best value. The wind numbers first developed as a game and participated in the Department of Energy's Apps for Energy contest against OwnConnect and WattTime in 2014. We subsequently integrated WattTime's API into our real-time APIs. Having put the data in a real-time consumer-facing format and tested it on Facebook for a couple of years, we can now sign a contract with our first customer, which should be a utility or utility service provider, and develop the business across the California ISO and then grow from there wherever renewables are being deployed. In each market, we could get up to 5% of the population acting on our positive message. But if we get 1% engaged, we have a very valuable company. There's no better way to brand electric power. Within 5 years, we could be acquired by a much larger company that wishes to add our IP to their utility offerings, or we could be acquired by a telecom giant. The $200,000 convertible note that we're offering now is being offered at a deep discount to our upcoming seed round. We're changing the way people think about energy, and an important part of helping consumers enjoy the trillion-dollar investment that our country is making in renewables and smart grid. If you'd like to learn more, just talk to me or email me, or visit our website. Although we're launching in California, this approach applies to other natural energy production systems, which is why our company has a lot of value as a licensing play. The Weather Channel itself may want to be the Weather Channel for energy. In closing, this isn't our equation, but my point here is that Mother Nature provides enough energy to meet our needs almost every day. A great analogy for smart grid and smart home is sailing. Sailors love moving along at high speeds without listening to that annoying motor and enjoy trimming the sails to cover more ground. But we still need the motor to get in and out of port each day. When you need it, we have fossil fuels, but if you use cleaner energy, you'll feel good. The wind number and solar boost are the way that people will enjoy cleaner energy now or in a few hours, now that you know when energy's cleaner.